Hello, everyone. Now, if you remember in A Toy's Life, episode 54, I took notes on that one because I had a lot to talk about. And it's been the last really good episode. Like, every episode after that has just been okay or even mediocre. So, I'm going to continue to do notes in this episode and maybe even future episodes. I know it's going to be more time consuming to do that, but if in the end it makes better episodes, it's definitely worth it. It's better to take your time and have a better track record of good episodes than making just okay episodes, but as very rapidly. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so remember episode 16? Well, it might not be my favorite episode, but holy crap, I'd be lying if I said it probably wasn't my favorite idea for an episode. It's probably the most original concept we've ever had, and probably, let's be honest, probably ever will. Because episode 16 was called, Is the Wax Museum in Branson Any Good? And, well, in that episode I stated that I could make a whole separate episode about roller coasters and I don't have the words. What something has to be in order to qualify as a roller coaster. But I haven't really done that yet. We're 44 episodes late, but hey, better now than ever. Or never, excuse me. I said ever, but anyways. So we talked a little bit about Silver City in that episode. It was minimal, but I'm going to explain to you again that they have 5 roller coasters. They have 2 that they call roller coasters, but I would argue they're not. Because they're just too freaking slow. They're called the Grand Expedition Coaster and Fire in the Hole. Okay, so the Grand Expedition Coaster is a kiddie coaster. I don't know what its speed is, but it... You know what, what's the minimum of roller coaster has to be, or speed-wise, in order to be considered a freaking coaster? I don't know. I don't want to just pick random numbers and just stamp that out there, but I'd say probably 30 miles an hour. Like, I don't know. You're probably thinking, Kale, where do you come up with that number? And honestly, I don't know. That's a very good point. Look, if it goes 2 miles an hour, no. If it goes like 200, that's insanely fast, but that would be freaking lethal right there, but I digress. Then yeah, it's a coaster. So the Grand Expedition Coaster is just a really slow kiddie coaster, so no, I wouldn't count that. Fire in the Hole is more one of those look around and see what's around you kind of rides, rather than an actual roller coaster. At the end, there's this drop, and its max speed is 27 miles per hour. I don't know if that's really fast enough. But the majority of the ride is just going super slow. And it's only that one time when, well, maybe there's a few times where you drop, but the big drop is at the end, and that's it. In the summertime, they put water in there, and, but obviously in the winter they take the water out because it's going to be too cold, but yeah, okay. So, let's see where I am here. So, before the Time Traveler coaster in Silver City was complete, which, by the way, I haven't rode yet. Kind of want to, but I'm not sure if I feel like going to Branson for the 80 billionth time, but I digress. Before that roller coaster was complete, I made a little video back in the day about roller coasters, and basically the same topic as this, but I stated that it had unique features to it, like the cars themselves can turn around while you're riding. They can like spin or something while you're riding the coaster or something. From what I've heard, at least, the roller coaster's been out for almost 3 years, so I'm sure you know this by now. But one of my fans stated that technically anything can be a roller coaster if it has tracks. No, a train has tracks. Is a train a roller coaster? God if I know. I'm just kidding. Of course it's not. But I'm not trying to be rude or anything. But it's not. It can't. It has to be a bit more than just tracks that make it a roller coaster. I'm sorry, buddy. All right. Now, roller coasters are a risk versus a reward situation. Now, some people just don't ride roller coasters because it's too uncomfortable for them. But I'd say it's pretty fun, though, depending on the speed. And I don't know. The fastest roller coaster I've rode was 68 miles per hour. I think it was, what was it, Wildfire or something? I don't know. But there have been many instances of people getting hurt or killed on a roller coaster. Like, I'm sure we all know what happened in 2013, but where the woman fell off the Texas Giant at the very summit. But it's actually been way more than just that. There's been roller coaster incidents. I don't know of very many, but I'm sure there's been lots of them. So honestly, if with this kind of track record of deaths here, it kind of makes you not want to ride a little roller coaster, does it? Like at one time at one Disney park, God if I know which one. There's so many of them, but the ride or roller coaster, whatever, it went up to the ceiling and crushed a bunch of the people riding it. And also, probably the thing that makes me the most uncomfortable, and I'm going to warn you, this is pretty awkward. Or awkward, I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm just going to warn you, you might not want to hear this next part. I mean, you might, but it's going to be a little disturbing. But from what I've heard, one time there was a deer on a roller coaster track. I think you know where this is going. But it got hit. And I think you know what that resulted in. I really don't want to say what happened, but let's just say, for crap's sake, the blood of the deer got all over the people in the front few rows and stuff. The people who were in the back would have been the lucky ones, but if they weren't already screaming while riding the roller coaster, they're definitely screaming now. But they're not going to know the difference because, you're screaming either way. But just, dude, I feel so bad for those people. Like, if that happened to me, I guarantee you, I would never be the same again. Ever. I would be messed up for life. That would traumatize the hell out of me. They say suicide is never the answer, but honestly, okay, maybe that's true. I don't know. I would definitely want to die after doing that. Like, I'd rather just freaking be the one who falls off the freaking Texas Giant. I'd much rather go that path. That is freaking awful. I don't blame you for wanting to kill yourself after that experience. But it's unlikely. I wouldn't worry about it, so don't kill yourself. But still though, that would mess me up bad. It's not even funny. Well, moving on. So, man, that's just horrible. Why do deer have to be so freaking dumb? Deer are the biggest assholes in the world. Well, maybe that's not true, but you know what? I don't care. Like, one time, I know this has nothing to do with roller coasters, but one time we were going to go to some freaking vacation or something, but my mom hit a deer, and we got busted up the car a bit too much, and we couldn't go. Yeah, thanks a lot, asshole. Why do you gotta be so freaking dumb? I know they can't help it, but still, why? Just tell me one thing. God, our Heavenly Father, why do you make your animals so freaking stupid? I know there are a lot of smart animals out there, but deer are definitely not one of them. Alright, moving on for real this time. So, Formula Rosa is the fastest roller coaster in the world. And I'm not kidding when I say it's 149 miles per hour. That is like twice the speed that you're allowed to go on the highway. Like, I haven't even rode a roller coaster that's half that speed. And, I've been in a car that's gone about 75 miles an hour before, but that's not the same. You don't feel the wind in your face when that happens, so it's not the same as actually riding a roller coaster. And also there's not like big drops on a highway, so yeah. But it might always be the fastest roller coaster. Because this isn't a space race. We're not trying to like build the next tall skyscraper or anything. That alone sounds like a waste of time if there's no real purpose for any of that office space or whatever the hell you're going to use that building for. But this is even worse because freaking we can't just like I'm trying to figure out how I should word this. If it goes any faster than 149 miles per hour, yeah, that'd be too dangerous. Unless they find a way to make it not dangerous. But you know what? That sounds a bit too fast anyways. Like, it's in some sort of Asian country. I don't remember which one, but excuse me. And why does that have to be so damn fast? We can't just keep building faster roller coasters after faster roller coasters and so on and so on. Because we'll reach a point when it gets too dangerous to ride them. So yeah. Alright. Now, remember earlier when we were talking about the Texas Giant? Well, one of my kids at school said that he was on the ride when the woman fell off. I take that with a grain of salt. In other words, BS. That didn't happen. You weren't on the ride. I mean, he wasn't too reliable of a person anyways. He kind of told lies sometimes, so yeah, I take that with a grain of salt. I don't really believe that. Alright, so we're almost done here, but first, I'd like to mention one more thing. Roller Coaster Tycoon. It's a video game series, and sorry, that was just my hard drive, don't worry about it. So, okay, obviously the idea of wanting to build your own theme park in a video game is obviously going to be that's a big deal for some people. I actually like the idea myself. Well, I played Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 on the computer once at school, and well, it's not really my cup of tea. I mean, it's not a bad game, but what I'm looking for here in a Roller Coaster Tycoon game is... Okay, so let me tell you what Roller Coaster Tycoon 3... Let's just abbreviate it from now on. RCT3. Let me tell you what they did wrong. So there's free play mode, I think, and then there's story mode. So story mode is where there's pre-made roller coasters and stuff like that. And then there's free play mode where you get to build your own roller coasters. However, though, I didn't see any option for a limited amount of money. Like in free play mode, the money is unlimited, and you build and build and build as much as you want. It's like Minecraft almost. But I don't really want that. I want to progress gradually, not just build everything all at once at will. Like, I just want to gain that money and make progress gradually. You know what I'm saying? Just having everything available at once kind of breaks the... No, it doesn't break the game, but it defeats the purposes. Yeah. Maybe before I made the notes for this, or after, excuse me, after I had already made the notes for this episode, I saw that Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 is going to Nintendo Switch. I know. I said I was going to abbreviate that from now on, but we'll just see what happens. Okay, we'll just see what comes out of my mouth. But maybe it's changed since then. I hope it has, but I just don't know if... Whatever, forget it. So that was this episode. I will see you guys later. You know what? But the 100th video on my channel is coming up pretty soon. I don't know if I should tell you exactly the plan or not, what I'm thinking about doing, but because this is like the 83rd, but I think we'll wait a little bit. So I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.